Some games are fun while you play them. You finish, move on, and that's it. But others don't let go. They linger in your mind, in your feelings, and long after you've turned them off, they still feel alive. If you've never played these, this is why they matter, and why they're some of the best single-player experiences ever made. This is Game Saved. Saved you a click. Resident Evil 4 Remake isn't just a fresh take. It's a polished evolution of one of the most iconic action games ever. You play as Leon S. Kennedy, a government agent sent to rescue the president's daughter from a rural European village infected by a terrifying parasite. What begins as a rescue mission turns into a fight through cults, monsters, castles, laboratories, and constant danger. From the moment you walk into that village, there's a constant, deliberate tension that builds with each step. Everything feels grounded. Combat is not only responsive, but heavy, with every shot and movement carrying real weight. You're not simply firing at enemies, you're managing space, reading their behavior, and adjusting to stay in control. Though control is never certain. Encounters shift fast, enemies close in, and situations spiral without warning, pushing you to think, create openings, conserve resources, and survive with purpose. The atmosphere seals the deal. Environments are darker, more oppressive, and alive in a way that keeps you uneasy. The pacing ensures the tension never fades. It just changes shape. One moment you're holding your ground, the next you're recovering from a close call. It's not just action, it's constant pressure. When you start mastering the chaos, you'll feel a sense of achievement and excitement that makes every moment rewarding.
It's my lucky day. Oh, nice. Let's see you climb this.
Horizon Forbidden West isn't just a sequel. It's a world that feels like it's grown into something richer and more alive. You follow Aloy through a place where nature and machines collide, and the first thing that hits you is the sheer scale. Every environment feels unique, vibrant, and worth exploring. From the moment you step in, there's a sense of depth, not just in size, but in how everything moves, looks, and draws you in. The visual beauty is striking, with landscapes that captivate and environments that invite exploration. What stands out isn't only the beauty, but how deliberate it feels. Every area, transition, and shift in tone seems crafted to keep you going. You're not just crossing landscapes, you're moving through layered worlds. Thick jungles where tension builds in the shadows, vast coastlines that stretch endlessly, and ruins of a lost civilization quietly reminding you this place wasn't always like this. That contrast is what makes it so immersive. Horizon doesn't just show you a world, it lets you feel its history. Combat builds on that foundation, making the experience even more engaging. You're not just battling machines, you're studying them. Every enemy has a design, weak points, and patterns you can learn and exploit. The game rewards awareness, pushing you to prepare, choose your gear wisely, and take down your foes with intent, rather than just reflexes.
Stop her!
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle isn't just another adventure game. It's one of those rare modern experiences that makes you feel like you're living inside the adventure itself. From the moment you step into Indy's world, what stands out isn't flashy spectacle, but a sense of immediacy. Everything feels grounded and almost tangible, as if you're reacting to situations in real time rather than executing some power fantasy. Instead of always being in control, you feel present, solving problems, reading your surroundings, and making decisions without perfect information. The lack of over-design or forced guidance makes exploration feel natural, driven purely by curiosity. You move because something catches your eye, investigate because something feels off, and that instinctive approach creates immersion most games can't match. Gameplay follows the same philosophy. Encounters feel reactive, not choreographed, forcing you to adapt, use your environment, and recover when plans fall apart. That unpredictability fuels the game's momentum, keeping you grounded, believable, and engaged, not through dominance, but through adaptation. And that's what makes it truly stand out.
This is it. This is where Forrestal cashed in.
A friend of yours?
A competitor. He was good. He was very, very good.
Senor, nobody has come out of there alive. Please.
You first, senor. Be careful. Please, hurry.
Stop. Stay out of the light. Forrestal.
You said he was very good.
It was. Just not good enough.
Are you?
I guess we'll find out.
Silent Hill 2 Remake isn't just a horror game. It's one of the most psychologically intense experiences ever made. You play as James Sunderland, who heads to the fog-covered town of Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his deceased wife, revealing layers of grief and guilt that mirror his inner struggles. What he finds isn't just terror, but a world built from grief, guilt, memory, and emotional pain. From the moment you arrive, there's a quiet unease that doesn't rely on jump scares or spectacle. It's slower than most games, more restrained. That deliberate pacing allows you to immerse yourself in the environment's emotional weight, fostering a deeper connection to its psychological depth. Nothing pushes you forward. Nothing overwhelms you. Instead, the game lets its atmosphere sink in, creating a mood that encourages players to reflect and feel immersed in its quiet, haunting world. The fog, the silence, the empty spaces, they're not just visuals. They influence how you move, think, and interpret what you see. You're not reacting to constant danger. You're sitting with uncertainty. And that uncertainty becomes the point. Silent Hill isn't just a place. It feels like a mirror. Every location, encounter, and detail hint at meaning beyond the surface. The game never spells it out. It leaves room for you to interpret its symbolism and emotional cues, encouraging a personal understanding of James's psyche and the game's themes. That's where its power lies. You're not just following a plot. You're trying to understand it, to figure out what's real, what's symbolic, and what it says about James. That ambiguity is intentional. It makes you engage differently. Pay attention in ways most games don't ask for. Even the enemies feel like part of that design. They're not just threats. They seem to be crafted to reinforce the mood, not break it. So the tension doesn't come from the chase. It comes from your own thoughts, your doubts, your slow realizations. And that's what makes it unforgettable.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog either.
Is it dangerous?
Black Myth Wukong, inspired by Chinese mythology and Journey to the West, follows the Destined One through a world of monsters, gods, legends, and brutal battles as he seeks truth, power, and purpose. The game isn't trying to overwhelm you. It's here to sharpen you. From the first real fight, it's obvious this isn't loose, forgiving combat. Every move matters. Every mistake has consequences. You don't just swing, you commit. The combat feels deliberate, with strikes that demand precise timing and dodges that require clear intent. There's no hiding in chaos. You either understand it or you don't. At first, it's demanding, but then it shifts. Patterns emerge, openings appear, and fights that once felt frantic slow down. Not because they've gotten easier, but because you've gotten better. You stop rushing and start reading the flow. Every action becomes intentional. The satisfaction comes not from flash, but from gaining control through precision. The world reinforces that focus, never distracting, always guiding you back to the core idea. Pay attention, improve, execute. And when it all clicks, when your timing is flawless, your decisions sharp, and you're anticipating instead of reacting, it transforms into something more. Not just action, but mastery through discipline. That's what makes it special.
It's been a while, but the immobilize spell still works like a charm. Since you hail from Mount Huagro, it won't hurt to teach you a handy trick. Now, here we go. Give me your hand. There you go. Should you come across any miscreants, just point your finger at them and release this spell. You'll be able to hold them in place while giving yourself a breather. Sadly, mine is but a humble trick. Its power will wear off within a few short moments.
Death Stranding Director's Cut. In a fractured future America, Sam Porter Bridges journeys across stunning yet perilous landscapes, delivering supplies, reconnecting isolated communities, and striving to rebuild human bonds in a world ravaged by catastrophe. Death Stranding isn't here to entertain in the usual way. It's here to make you feel the weight of moving through its world. That difference is clear almost instantly. You're not sprinting from one objective to the next. You're walking, climbing, balancing. Every step demands something of you. The terrain matters. Your cargo matters. The way you navigate the space matters. What really stands out to me is how deliberate and thoughtful every step feels, inviting you to appreciate the game's unique approach. At first, it might seem slow, but this deliberate pacing invites reflection and enhances the contemplative experience. Then it draws you in. Because you're not just traveling, you're planning, adapting, correcting. A simple trip becomes a chain of decisions, and suddenly, something quiet turns compelling. That's when it clicks. It's not about speed. It's about effort. That effort and connection are what set this game apart, inspiring you to see your persistence as meaningful and rewarding. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't just another RPG. It's one of those rare games that truly hands you the reins, offering a level of control few titles match. You start as a character infected with something seemingly fatal, thrown into a world where every choice feels like it could spiral into something. What struck me early on was how quickly the game stops holding your hand and starts trusting you. That trust shapes everything. You're not just following a story, you're creating it. Every conversation matters. Every decision opens one path while quietly closing another. And the game never pauses to spell out the consequences. It just lets them unfold. Sometimes right away, sometimes much later. That unpredictability makes it captivating. Combat's the same way. Deliberate, tactical, and open-ended. You think ahead, use the environment, experiment, and find your own way to win. When it works, it feels earned, not lucky. But what really hooks you isn't just the freedom, it's responsibility. Your choices shift relationships, change outcomes, and define who your version of the story becomes. It's not just one version of the game, it's yours. And when your decisions start echoing through the world in ways that feel personal, that's when it clicks. This isn't just role-playing, it's ownership. And that's what makes Baldur's Gate 3 special. Cyberpunk 2077 today feels worlds apart from the game it launched as. What started as a messy release has evolved into a polished, fully realized open-world RPG. A living city with its own rhythm, whether you're ready for it or not. You step into V's shoes, a mercenary trying to make something real in Night City, a place built on ambition, power, and the endless chase for the unattainable. The world doesn't slow down for you. You're not the center of it. You're part of it. Night City is dense in a way few games attempt. Every street and interaction hums with activity just beyond your control. That ever-present pressure shapes your journey. Combat offers freedom, guns, cyberware, stealth, hacking, but your choices influence who you become, and the world reacts accordingly. Conversations shift, relationships change, and outcomes vary, often subtly but meaningfully. The deeper you go, the less it feels like content to complete, and more like navigating your own identity. What do you value? What risks will you take? Who will you become? These questions keep surfacing, shaping every decision. Night City responds to your choices, emphasizing your power to influence your story and identity. Ghost of Tsushima is a story about how far you're willing to go when the old rules no longer work. You play as Jin Sakai, a warrior rooted in tradition, forced to defend his home against an overwhelming invasion. What stands out early isn't just the stunning setting, it's the constant tension behind every choice, each one heavy with consequence. This isn't simply about fighting enemies, it's about deciding how you'll fight them. You can face foes directly with skill and discipline, or adapt, move through shadows, strike without warning, and break the code you were raised to follow. Neither path feels without cost. Every decision pulls you further from who you were and closer to someone new. The world doesn't just respond to you, it mirrors you. The tone shifts, the journey evolves, and a clear mission becomes tangled with harder questions. What are you truly protecting? And what are you willing to give up? The landscapes are calm and purposeful, guided by the wind instead of markers, and the movement feels organic. You're not just following a map, you're traveling through a living, breathing place. That balance between beauty and conflict, control and compromise, shapes the experience. In the end, it's less about growing stronger and more about becoming someone else entirely, with your choices defining not just the path, but who Jin becomes. Alan Wake 2 isn't just horror. It's a story that feels like it's rewriting itself while you're living it. You shift between two perspectives. Alan, trapped in a twisting nightmare, and Saga Anderson, grounded in reality, but slowly pulled into something far less stable. Those lines blur quickly. This isn't just about what's happening, it's about what's changing. The story blurs the line between reality and fiction, inviting players to question what's true and what's constructed. Environments morph, scenes reframe, and sometimes it feels like the game is reacting to the narrative as much as you are. You're not just moving through events, you're navigating something unstable. Combat feeds that tension. Light is your lifeline. Darkness, your pressure. Fights are about control, positioning, and awareness, constantly managing space while everything threatens to shift. The story pulls you in by making you piece it together, switching perspectives, connecting clues, questioning what's real, what's written, and what's changing in real time. That uncertainty is the experience. The deeper you go, the less fixed anything feels. Characters seem part of something bigger. Events feel shaped, not just occurring. And you start asking, what's real? What's constructed? Who's in control? Alan Wake 2 doesn't just tell a story. It drops you inside one that refuses to stay still. When reality and fiction overlap, when you're navigating the narrative instead of following it, that's when everything makes sense. The Last of Us is everything a horror game should be. Gripping storytelling, tense survival, and a deep look at human connection in a world stripped bare. You follow Joel, a man hardened by loss, and Ellie, a rare spark of hope, as their bond slowly and naturally grows. Not rushed, not forced, but built through shared moments, quiet exchanges, and unspoken understanding. The gameplay mirrors that restraint. Scarce resources, tense encounters, and decisions that carry real weight. You never feel safe, only exposed, and that tension lingers. But it's the contrast that elevates it. The silence between the chaos, the small conversations, the interactions that don't move the plot forward, but make the world feel alive. Over time, survival stops being the goal. It becomes about the people, their losses, and what they're holding on to. The game emphasizes meaningful moments over action, making each one resonate deeply and feel authentic. And when it all comes together in the final moments, it feels less like a game and more like something personal. A story about what we choose to protect when everything else is gone. That's what makes it unforgettable. God of War 2018 isn't just a reboot. It's a story about what comes after the rage, with gameplay mechanics that reinforce Kratos' restraint and growth. Kratos, no longer the pure force of destruction he once was, now travels with his son, Atreus, through a world steeped in myth and consequence. What stands out isn't just the change in setting, but the transformation in Kratos himself. He's controlled, measured, holding something back, and that restraint shapes the entire game. Combat mirrors this shift, with each swing of the Leviathan axe feeling deliberate and heavy. You're not mashing buttons,
You're picking your moments, managing space, and staying composed. The power is still there, but it's contained, making it feel different. At the heart of it all is the evolving relationship between Kratos and Atreus. They don't click right away. There's distance, misunderstandings, and silences that speak louder than words. Over time, small moments, a conversation on the move, a reaction in battle, a slip in control, begin to close the gap. The more you journey with them, the clearer it becomes. This is about who Kratos is trying to become, and whether he can truly change. That tension runs through every decision, every interaction, every shadow of his past. When the combat, story, and relationship align, you realize this isn't just about strength. It's about control, responsibility, and breaking a cycle that's defined him for far too long. That's when it shines. God of War 2018 isn't just a return, it's a reckoning.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't.
Elden Ring isn't just hard. It's a world that commands respect, appealing to challenge seekers and design enthusiasts alike. You enter the lands between with no set path, no clear instructions, and no promises. From the start, the game barely guides you. It lets you make the first move. That's the beauty of it. Progress isn't handed to you. It's earned. You chase distant sights not because a marker tells you to, but because curiosity pulls you in, often leading to places that are surprising, difficult, and unforgettable. Combat feels the same way. Every battle demands focus. Timing and positioning matter, and mistakes hurt right away. You're not overpowering the game. You're learning it, step by step, through failure, repetition, and adjustment. Every loss teaches. Every retry sharpens, until you stop reacting and start anticipating, spotting the patterns in the chaos. That's where the real satisfaction is. Not in quick wins, but in earning them. The world reflects this too. Vast, but never overwhelming. Open, yet unguided. With a quiet, ancient indifference that makes every victory feel deserved. Nothing is given. Everything is taken, piece by piece. And when exploration, combat, and understanding finally align, you realize this isn't just a game. It's a place you've learned to survive. That's when it all clicks. Elden Ring isn't just about difficulty. It's about discovery, appealing to those who appreciate intricate game design and rewarding challenge. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a masterpiece. Not just a huge RPG, it's a world where every choice feels like it truly matters, inviting you to explore and see how your actions shape the environment. You take on the role of Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter navigating a war-torn land filled with politics, conflict, and ordinary people just trying to get by. What makes it special isn't just the vast map. It's how real and grounded everything feels. Nothing is ever straightforward. Not the people, not the choices, not the endings. What starts as a personal search quickly grows into something far bigger. Yet the game never loses sight of its intimate, human moments. Side quests feel purposeful,
woven seamlessly into the world instead of acting as filler, and they stick with you long after. The game doesn't give easy answers. It puts you in situations where no option feels perfect. Sometimes the consequences hit right away. Other times, they sneak up on you later. Combat mixes swordplay, preparation, and strategy. But it's the characters, conversations, and evolving relationships that truly define the journey. Over time, you realize you're not just playing through a story, you're shaping it. The world responds to your actions, making every decision feel meaningful and engaging.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is the true definition of an open-world game. It's a place that invites you to slow down and truly feel it. You step into the boots of Arthur Morgan, an outlaw at the tail end of a dying era, moving through a land that's changing, whether he's ready or not. What stands out isn't just the intricate detail, it's the way the game never hurries you. It doesn't push you forward, it lets you exist. Every action takes its time. Riding somewhere isn't quick, it's deliberate. Conversations flow naturally. Moments aren't forced, they happen, often when you least expect them. That's where the immersion takes hold. The world doesn't feel built for you, it feels like you're just passing through. Encounters seem unscripted, like slices of life happening alongside yours. A stranger on the road, a chat at camp, a quiet moment that leads nowhere but still matters. Over time, those moments stack up. Combat follows that same grounded rhythm. It's not about flash or speed, but control, positioning, and consequence. Every fight has weight, yet never distracts from what the experience is really about: Arthur, his journey, and the moments that make the story meaningful. As the story unfolds, you stop thinking about objectives and start thinking about him, what he's holding on to, what he's losing, and what he's becoming. That's the heart of it. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't about constant action or progression, it's about presence, about time and moments that matter. A world that keeps going, even when you're not steering it. And when it all comes together, when the later chapters hit and the weight of everything you've lived through sinks in, you feel it. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. The best games don't just entertain, they stick with you. They shape how you think, how you feel, and what you expect from everything that follows. If you've played them, you already know why they matter. If not, here's where to start. For more real breakdowns and genuine experiences, stay tuned. There's plenty more on the way. Why not like the video if you haven't already? And subscribe to Game Saved. Saved you a click.